What's good, Wagering World? It's your boy Five Star in Vegas, broadcasting live as always from beautiful Summerlin, Nevada. And here with my guy, my co-host, the only Sacramento Kings fan that I know. What's good, Spread Staff?
Oh, we had a nice night last night. They took a little bit of stress right on that Mavericks game. Cavaliers were definitely fighting in the first half, but that one got home and it looked pretty dominant. Played out how I handicapped it too, so happy about that. And then your play, man, I knew we had that in the first quarter. Like I told you before we started, when Davion Mitchell wasn't shadowing him, there was no one else on the team that even had a chance of
Nah,
slowing him down. So I
nah.
love it when we just nail our picks like that, and pretty relaxing. The only bad part is, like I was telling you too, all those fouls towards the end, man. Let me just cash my ticket. We don't need to foul all
Yeah,
these times.
yeah. It gets a little ridiculous, and it just depends on pretty much how the coach is, man. Because like for instance, Thibodeau for the Knicks, he fouls to the end,
Yeah.
bro. Spoelstra for Miami, they'll do damn near college the way they foul. It gets a
I
little
swear they just
ridiculous.
want to make their players suffer. Like,
I don't
just look
know,
at the
man.
losing
The
scoreboard.
Hornets coach is like that as well. He doesn't bounce it
Yeah.
out quick either and just, say, hey, man, we can't catch up. But as you said, we had a great night. I was with you on the Dallas game, man. Second half, they just totally pulled away on Cleveland. I just don't understand to this day why Luka isn't the MVP favorite. From what I see, man, he's looked the most dominant on the court out of all of the players in the league this year. He's been consistent. Anytime he plays, you see such a drop off. It's probably most valuable player. I'm sure Jokic means a lot to Denver. Don't get me wrong; he's carried them this year too, so he's definitely 1A up there. But 1B has to be Luka, man. Luka is when he's out of the game, they look so stagnant. They look so. Think about the roster that they have. Dallas doesn't have a whole lot, man, and Luka's playing great. What's your opinion on why aren't they giving him a push for MVP?
All right, how about this? I think that this will be perfect for me to just switch right to the ball and parlay
Okay,
while I answer that question for you. So hold on, let me get this right here. But
all good.
I think that the two players that are going to be featured tonight are actually, the two best players in the league. If I need a win and I have my money on these players, these are the guys I want my money on, right? And it's Giannis Antetokounmpo and Kevin Durant, and that's the Bucks who are coming off that huge win over the Sixers. They are in Brooklyn tonight, right? So Kyrie
Right.
Irving's going to be able to play. They've changed that vaccine, but here's my idea here, right? And on the offensive end, it'd be hard, really, to disagree with you. The only thing I can think, I mean, I just think Durant's a little more polished offensively than Luka, although Luka's more explosive. And I think that Giannis is the best defender of all three. And I think that Antetokounmpo and Durant are both much better defensively. And my idea is that they're guys that can cover all the way down to point guard. Obviously, not point guard's not that good, but they can cover 2 through 4 excellently, and they give you rim protection on the defensive end. So those are actually the two I think this tonight's game to me features the two best players in the NBA. Now I know that Embiid or Jokic is going to win the award, right? And rightfully so if you look by the statistics and the way that they've performed this season. But for me, the guys that I want to bet on, the guys that I really think are the best players in the league, I think they're playing tonight. So I mean, it's hard to downgrade a guy like Luka, right? I'm not trying to say anything about him at all, but I just think that you have two guys here that are going to draw the very best assignments in the playoffs when things are matter. Where Luka's going to be over there, standing next to a 3-and-D guy. He's not going to be your primary on-ball defender. So just the
He's
versatility to me.
active though. He's active
He's
though. He's
active. He's
active.
active. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying he's not getting those game-winning blocks like Giannis did on
Oh
Tuesday
no.
night, right?
Well,
Or
he doesn't
making
have the
the big steals.
athleticism to do it. I put him
Yeah,
on
yeah.
in the category like when we all everybody who's pretty much familiar with the NBA knows that Luka's nickname is White Harden anyway. That's what everybody
Yeah.
calls him. That they used to run all the ISO stuff for him the same way with his former coach Rick Carlisle. They kind of based the offense off what Harden was doing with just isolation, make Luka make something happen. No movement, no motion. So luckily they're not running that anymore since Jason Kidd's there. It's a lot more fluent offense. But Luka, man, is White Harden. And Harden's best days in Houston, he didn't get the props he deserved on defense because it's pretty much that they're so reliant on both of those guys on offense. They have to pound the rock. They have to make every assist. They have to make every big shot. Then on defense, that's their only time to really kind of take a little break. You know what I mean? And that's why
Yeah.
they do 3-point. But both guys, and when Harden was at his best in Houston, I always used to tell people, man, they don't give him enough props. I watch him every night. He's digging in. He's on his switches. He's playing good post defense. And every time he helps out, he's getting steals. He's getting, pokeaways. He's causing a little disruption. And I see Luka doing the same thing, man. He makes a little effort. It's not like he's just out there, just lounging back like LeBron has at 37, on defense. So I'll be very interested. But he's right now, man, Luka, one of my favorite players to watch, man. I really enjoy how easy offense comes to him, man. And speaking of that, you said the best two players tonight. What you got for the ball and parlay tonight, man? Let's keep this thing going. We went 2-0 yesterday, so you guys hit the straight and you hit the parlay. Let's get this thing going for another day.
All right, tonight I like the Brooklyn Nets, and I don't want people to get confused because if the Nets and the Bucks face in a series, I'm going to take the Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Milwaukee Bucks are the better team. This game, this what we do. It isn't just pick the better team every night, right?
Right.
That's not going to work. You're going to take the favorite every single night. And I know the Brooklyn's favored, but let's look at the situation here, right? Milwaukee, that was a huge win against Philadelphia, 118-116. Very emotional win. They were digging deep for that game. And now they travel to Brooklyn after being in Philadelphia. Of course, both teams had a night off. But what did Brooklyn do in their last game? They had almost like a 20, what is that? Fitness 24/7 or
right.
The local gyms that everyone goes to. You run around and play out. It was that style game against the Pistons, right? It was not a physical game, right? I mean, they just kind of cruised. They kind of coasted. They didn't even cover the spread, right? It wasn't that physical a game. And I also think that the Bucks match up better with the 76ers than they do with the Nets. And here's why. I think that when you're looking at who can match up with Embiid, the best in the NBA, it's Giannis, right? He's big enough. He's quicker than him, and he's not going to get punked down in the post, right? Now, Kevin Durant has a little bit of an advantage around Giannis because he's not going to go down low as much, and he can beat him on the perimeter so much easier. So even when the Bucks funnel their best defender over to Durant, I think Durant can get you the key buckets when it matters, right? And we also talked about Jrue Holiday shutting down James Harden. We've talked about how James Harden's kind of declined here. Kyrie Irving hasn't declined. He is in his prime right now. He's got that burst off the dribble. And even Holiday playing some of the best defense in the league, you're not going to be able to stay in front of Kyrie. And if you play back so he can't get to the rim, he's just going to nail that mid-range, right? He's a complete offensive player right now. So because of the way the Nets match up with the Bucks and the situation tonight, with this being, the second, Bucks coming off a huge game, Nets coming off a nice little scrimmage game, right? I think the Nets have a lot to prove. And let's be honest, the NBA and ESPN is going to want this too, because what does this do? If the Bucks win, it's just, the Bucks are going to win the East. Bucks and Suns next year, right? This gets a lot more intrigue if they win, right? So, we know that these referees say, they call it down the middle every time, but they know what the NBA wants. We don't need to tell them. They know what's the better result for the league, for the ratings, and ultimately their checkbook, because their pay is based off how much the league makes. So I really like the Brooklyn Nets here tonight. I'm going with the Nets minus 1.5.
Okay, so you heard that. Spread's going with the Nets. Big game tonight in Brooklyn, man. A tough one. My guy likes the tough ones, man. He says right with the Nets. I'm going to a team who've we rode several times during the past couple of weeks, and they've cashed for us each time. We're going with A&M minus 4.5 for the game. And also, please take a -2 for the first half as well. That's a short number. A&M has been getting up and out on a lot of teams. As I told you guys, from the moment they got into this tournament, it seems like Buzz has them focused. Their coach has them, man, on winning the whole thing and showing the NCAA that they left out a very, very good team. And them rolled into this tournament very hot, man. They won 9 of the last 10. And in all those games, they covered against the spread. And as you know, good teams win, great teams cover. They're 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 following against the spread win. So that's how they've been rolling, man. 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 games following a straight-up win. I think that Xavier played a very, very good game against St. Bonaventure. As we know, with Xavier moving to the Big East back in 2014, they played a lot more competitive schedule now than their old A10 for St. Bonaventures. And even their bench was just a little bit too talented, I think, for St. Bonnie. Their big men, the transfer, Jack Nuns from Iowa really played well. Zach Fremantle really played well. Great job by their coach, the interim coach, Jonas Hayes, of having those guys ready. But I think tonight in the finals, they're going to run into a real buzzsaw with an A&M team that's playing the best ball in the country right now. One of the best in the country, NCAA or NIT right now, is the Aggies, man. I really thought they was going to win the SEC tournament. They had a bad shooting night that night and ended up losing to Tennessee by a lot. But and that hurt the committee from letting them in. But hey, man, they've carried on the road that they had going at the end of the year in SEC play and carried it straight to the NIT, man. And they've showed up and showed out. Xavier was struggling coming into the NIT. Like I said, I commend their coach, their interim coach. He's pretty much just knowing that he's just holding down the team for Sean Miller. Jonas Hayes has done a great job getting those guys motivated and actually getting them playing better than they were at the end of the year. But the Musketeers are still 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games following against the spread win. Show you how cold they've been. Also 2-10 against the spread in their last 12 games following a straight up win. So I don't expect much from Xavier tonight. Maybe they keep it a little close, but definitely not within the 5. The last games that A&M has played in this tournament, the only one that they actually didn't blow out anyone by more than 15 points was against Little Alcorn State from the SWAC. I don't know if it was a mercy rule or if they just came out, non-focused because the level that team was on of being a SWAC team when they met them. They kind of close in the first half, blew it out in the second half, ended up selling at 12. But everybody else, they beat Oregon by 15. They beat Wake Forest by 15. They beat Washington State by 16. So that's been the number they've been winning by double digits. And I see no difference tonight as they face an Xavier team isn't as talented as any of those 3 or 4 mentioned teams. And once again, they're dealing with their backups. Kobe Jones comes off the bench. He's now starting. He did a really good job for Xavier the other night. I just don't see him being able to deal with the press and the pressure that the defense for the Aggies provides. Also, they're going to be on the 3-point shooter, Kunkel, for Xavier a lot. He hit a lot of big threes for them. Nate Johnson played well, but I don't see them being able to match up with the intensity of A&M and most of all their focus right now, as I believe the NIT championship comes back to College Station tonight. So tonight in the ball and parlay, we have spread going with the Nets -1.5, and myself taking Texas A&M -4.5, and also catch the first half -2. So you can get a split. You can win twice on this game because the Aggies have been running it up in the first half and pretty much just adding on in the second half. Anything for the people before we get out of this spread?
No, I'm just excited for tonight, man. We've been rolling well, and I like having the college and the NBA on each TV tonight. So looking forward to that. And yeah, let's keep this winning ways going.
Let's keep the winning ways going, man. We had 10 straight consecutive winning weeks, and we're looking to make it 11 this week. Follow my guy Spread at Spread ASTAIRE. Follow me at 5 Star in Vegas. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. His is Spread ASTAIRE. Mine is 5 Star in Vegas Sports Investments. And hey, guys, when you're following us on Twitter, you're using these plays, you go on to YouTube, you're using these plays, make a comment, make a like. All of this shows that you're there. I see a lot of views, but I don't see many comments or likes. So if you guys already are getting a free play that's make you money, at least have enough respect for our research and the hard work that we put in to give us a like, man. We really appreciate that. Catch us Monday through Friday here on SCOON TV. The best of luck to you all. We'll see you tomorrow.